The Fifth Wave stars Chloe Grace Moretz and is a story of a world that has been overrun by aliens referred to as others. Certain waves have occurred. These waves have knocked out various things that humans need to survive, like power, and there are a select few amount of survivors left, and one of them is Chloe Grace Moretz, and she is trying to get to her brother, who's been taken to an army base. This movie started out surprisingly not too bad. The first act of this movie, I was slightly invested. There was too much narration and a lot of exposition where people just stand around and say the plot and let us know what things are. But for the most part, the first act of this movie I actually thought was a little bit better than I was expecting going in. And then at one point, it was almost like they just gave up. And the movie turns into another young person in some sort of dystopian world trying to run from some unknown force. And there's a love triangle too. Yes! I was hoping for that. Honestly, for the first maybe half hour or so, I was thinking to myself, this isn't too bad. I'm a little bit pleasantly surprised. The director seemed like he was actually trying to make some good scenes. Some of it actually felt investing. Some of the visuals were a little questionable, but it wasn't like a big problem. And then the movie just drops off the map entirely and becomes a very boring film with our hero, played by Chloe Grace Moretz, running into a boy in the middle of the woods who she observes while he bathes, and he's really muscular and he's rubbing water all over his muscles, and it's just like, what happened? This was kind of compelling, and then it just went. It was almost like somebody came along with a kind of cool story idea, and then they just said, hey, let's just make it conventional and like everything else. Yeah, okay. Haha, yeah. Cha-ching! And as the movie went along, it just got worse and worse. The only way you learn about this alien force is this army captain, played by Liev Schreiber, going, here's all of the information. This is what we know, and I just want you to know that. Oh, and audience, if you're listening, I hope you are, because you need to know this. This. Got it? Good. Now we have a story update. It's exactly like that, and it's very poor storytelling. I was very disappointed in the way the Fifth Wave concluded, and basically the entire second and third act. It just becomes the exact same thing we've been seeing in so many different movies. What started out as a somewhat compelling alien invasion thriller turned into another YA dystopian novel turned movie, and it was very disappointing. I'm gonna give the Fifth Wave a D+. This movie was wasted potential. They could have done so much more with this story, but they just chose the straight, easy path that all of these movies have been taken over the past few years. So guys, you may have noticed that behind me is a bunch of Tomb Raider merchandise. Well, that's because I just filmed my Hilariosity review of Tomb Raider, and oh my gosh, I had so much fun. That's gonna go up on Sunday. I can't wait to share that with you. It's my biggest guilty pleasure movie of all time. Guys, look forward to that. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmannized.